Well, we are joined now by a 2007 California Sports Hall of Fame inductee and now a 2021 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee. It is one Tom Flores joining us. Coach, congratulations first and foremost. Second, thanks for giving us some time today.
Well, you're quite welcome, and it's been quite a week for me, quite a 2 weeks, really. This whole, with all this COVID thing going on, and I found out about, I got the knock on the door a week early, and I had to keep it quiet. I had to keep it secret for a week. Can you realize keeping a secret like that for a week?
That is awesome. And I tell you, you were a well-kept secret for years and years. A lot of people, including the guys here, we thought you were deserving of induction years before. You've got 4 Super Bowls to your credit as a player, as an assistant coach, and obviously as a head coach. What are the common denominators that you found in your career as a coach with those great teams that you were a part of as a player, as a coach, when you basically constructed 2 teams that won the Super Bowl? What are the common denominators?
Well, the common denominators were that every one of those teams had their own personality. The players, we always allowed them to have their own personality. And when I was a player with the Chiefs back in Super Bowl IV, we had an incredible amount of character on our team with Hank Stram as a coach, and then later on with when I was assistant coach with John Madden, same thing. And then when I became head coach, we had a different type of character, and we had a lot of. I laugh when I say that because you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And we had guys like Matuzak and Alcedo, but we had great players. We had Hendricks and Upshaw and Shaw and Jim Plunkett. I mean, it was just incredible what we had, and a lot of that. A lot of great memories.
I know that most people obviously remember your time with the Raiders most formidably, and that's totally understandable. But I am curious to know because if you look at taking the time to look back at your career stats, you had a pretty good season in 1966 with the Raiders as their quarterback. You had a 7-2-1 record. I mean, you had 24 touchdown passes, and then they trade you to the Bills. Can you refresh our memory as to what the hell happened there? A guy that throws 24 touchdown passes gets traded? You got to explain this one for me.
Well, it was a shock to me. The head coach and I must have had at that time John Roush, who actually ended up going to Buffalo after I did, and I guess we're on different pages, and. I was shocked. But when I heard the news, I said, well, I mean, this can't be that bad because Buffalo's got really a good football team. You guys have been in the championships on the East and had some great players. But it just didn't work out for me there. Unfortunately, we had a lot of injuries. I got hurt. So my time in Buffalo was not wasted because I had a tremendous amount of friendships that I developed, but my football experience was kind of hit a roadblock at that point.
When in the last couple of weeks before you found out you were going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, what were your thoughts about it? Because you were a hot topic of conversation for a lot of people who closely follow the Hall of Fame about why you were not in. What were your thoughts about not being in before you actually got inducted?
Well, I thought, obviously I thought I should have been based on my evaluation compared to other players that had been head coaches or players, individuals. And then I had come so close 2 years ago. I was sitting there in Atlanta waiting for the knock on the door. The knock never came. Last year there was no knock on anybody's door. Because they just the 2 guys went in ahead of the crop. So I kind of been pretty well guarded as far as getting selected again this year. I said, I'm not going to put myself in that position. If it happens, it happens. And here I am in Palm Springs, my home in Indian Wells, Palm Springs. There's a knock on the door a week from the Super Bowl, and here's this guy bigger than life, filled up the whole door. And I said, "Oh my God, I made it! I finally made it." It was, I tell you, it was, Steve. It was quite a moment in my life.
I got to ask you to tell me the truth now, Tom. Did you call Paul McGuire and tell him early?
How early? I had to tell my best friend.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell him, till the day before.
Oh, okay.
And then I told him about the same time that we told our kids on Friday before the Saturday event, and I had to call Paul that day, and we've been too good of friends to not call him.
That's awesome.
And if you can't answer this, Coach, I understand, but have you given any thought yet to who might present you when you are inducted on Enshrinement Day?
Well, I have given thought. I haven't decided yet. I'm still trying to make a decision. It's not an easy decision to make, but I have given it some thought, and I do have two individuals, and one of them will be hopefully the one that presents me.
Right. And then I can't help but feel compelled to ask you this one, because I was recently watching the ESPN 30 for 30 special on Al Davis and his, frayed relationship with Commissioner Rozelle, shall we say. And the one thing that I pulled out of it that just sparked something in my head, knowing we were talking to you today, was when he moved the team to L.A. to play games there. That first year you guys moved, you were still practicing during the week in Oakland. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
How tough was that? I mean, we're talking about all these challenges that these coaches went through this year during COVID. You practiced your team all week in Oakland and then got on the bus every week for a home game. How hard was that?
There were a lot of challenges in my career with the Raiders. That was one of the toughest ones, because we had an 8-week strike, and then we sat around and we decided, well, let's not move the team this year. We were all ready to go. We had the facility ready and everything, but we decided that it would not be smart, and so we just practiced, got ready, and every weekend we got on a plane and went and played. Home games were in L.A. and the away games were wherever they were supposed to be. So that was not easy. Not easy. It was a lot easier for our families, because at least we were closer to them. But then in the following year, our first year, when we did move to L.A. Physically, I lived in a hotel for 14 months while we were winning the Super Bowl.
Man.
Well, it's an amazing story. I got to tell you, throughout my career as an NFL player, I didn't know the Oakland Raiders. They were only the L.A. Raiders in my career.
Oh, wow.
And that's just what I knew at the time.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. Tom, you backed up a guy like Lenny Dawson on a Super Bowl team. You came to Buffalo, and you were there with Jack Kemp, who is a legend here with this franchise. But during your head coaching career as well, you took over for a legend in Tom Madden. What were the
John Madden? Yeah.
John Madden. Tell me the challenges that presented themselves to you after taking over for a guy that also was in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's always John had won over 100 games in 10 years, and had an incredible career there. And I had worked under John for 7 of those years. So the one thing that people should know is that when I took over, I had been with the Raiders 7 of my playing years, and I had been with them 7 of my coaching years. So I was no stranger in town. I knew Al Davis. I played when Al Davis was the head coach and general manager. So, and when the players all knew me, so it wasn't like coming into a strange situation that was broken. The system wasn't broken. We were a playoff team, and John just it was time. So I took over, and Al felt that I would be the guy. And fortunately for him, fortunately for me, really, we eventually won, and we kind of dusted. My first year, we had Snake Stabler. Then we traded him, and then we dusted off Jim Plunkett,
Right.
and propped him up and said, "Okay, you're on." And I tell you, he performed big games. He played big in big games.
And I got to ask you, Coach, like just being a kid from Fresno, I mean, how were the Raiders or were the Niners teams that were like the apple of your eye? Was there one over the other that grown? Because I have to imagine for somebody from Fresno to coach, play for a team that's as close to a hometown team as you can get. I mean, that's kind of a dream come true, isn't it?
Well, I loved, when I joined the Raiders, my career was over. This was the new league starting, the American Football League. So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I said, I got nothing to lose. Listen to this, I had nothing to lose. I had tried, failed. I'd had surgery at my shoulder, tried again and failed. Said it was time to move on. And then all of a sudden, this little old league and this little old town started up, and I said, wait, I got nothing to lose. I'll give it another shot, then we'll see what happens. And that was 61 years ago, so it worked out. How about that?
It certainly did. It certainly did. I got to congratulations on making the Hall of Fame. It's a fantastic honor, well deserved for a guy who is a part of a Super Bowl teams at every conceivable level. I really got to tip my hat to you about what you've accomplished and finally getting recognized and getting the recognition you deserve.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Steve, good luck on your quest.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Really, good luck because, when you get there, you'll find out.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks for the time, Coach, and good luck and enjoy your special day coming up this summer.
You bet. All right, take care. So say hi to all my friends in Buffalo. I love Buffalo.
All right, we will. We'll do that, Coach. Thank you very much again.